Right now at 5, curl up on that couch and turn on your Netflix. A true crime documentary focuses on a four-state man convicted of murdering someone back in 1998.
And it's a good day to watch something like that because we got another foggy, dreary day ahead of us. Rain chances increasing, maybe some thunderstorms. We'll break it all down coming up.
And we meet a local four-state family whose Christmas was saved by the KOAM Toy Box program.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Tanya Bach.
I'm Chris Warner. So did you have fun last night?
I did.
That was a lot of fun. So
talking about the Joplin Christmas party.
Yes, Tanya and I, if you didn't see the 6 o'clock news, we got to kind of do a little live shot last night, so we were really awake that late. And we were kind of joking, and this is the prime example right now. We get in trouble sometimes for talking too much on the morning show by our bosses. Understandable, we get sidetracked. We like each other, so we can talk about things. And we were kind of joking because they only gave us about 30 seconds last night. And like, you're putting the two people who get in the most trouble for talking too much together at a parade.
To explain an event that is so awesome that's been going on for 52 years now.
Exactly. And you're only giving us 30 seconds.
Like already we've talked way too
exactly.
So much more than 30 seconds.
Exactly. But it's because we get along. And we hope you guys see that at home because we really do like each other most of the time. I think sometimes I irritate her, but you know, that's what I do. I just ask my wife. It's the same situation at home. The other situation that we also have across the area is fog yet again. It got foggy last night at the parade with some drizzle. It's foggy this morning. You can see cloud cover across the region, and we do have a dense fog advisory. This went into effect yesterday evening and runs until 9 this morning for southwest Missouri. So do be cautious out there again. On the fog tracker, you can see southwest Missouri and parts of extreme southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma getting some denser fog this morning yet again. A little bit clearer as you head further west into southeast Kansas. But again, remember, turn on your low beams or your fog lights. Do not use your high beams. Do be cautious while you're driving out there. And we could see some persistent fog through the afternoon. 44 in Joplin right now with a nice calm breeze. Temperatures across the region, 44 Chanute Parsons, 43 Chetopa, 45 Miami, and 43 in Carthage. MoDOT camera 36 in Rangeline showing some fog. Got that yellow light for the fog and then some late morning rain showers. Yellow light for the drive home again for some patchy fog. And then rain chances really start to creep up as we head into the late evening and overnight hours. Kids getting on the bus, it's going to be foggy. 44 degrees, and it may still be foggy when they get home. Maybe some light rain, 50 by 3. We're heading today for a milder high of 56 degrees. Rain showers start to pick up in coverage later this evening across the area, and then we could even see some thunderstorms overnight tonight. And we hit a low early of about 50, and then temperatures will begin to rise towards sunrise as the rain begins to taper off. We'll take a complete look at your 7-day forecast here in just a couple of minutes.
All right, got a lot to talk about.
We do.
A lot to get through this show. All right, we'll get started. A single car crash claims the life of a Pittsburgh resident. Authorities say around 11:20 Monday night, 70-year-old Robert Shaver was driving south on 220, the road in Crawford County, Kansas. The vehicle left the road, hit a concrete culvert, and overturned. Shaver was killed. No one else was hurt. A Webb City man will spend more than 4 years behind bars for crimes in Cherokee County. Cherokee County District Court judge sentences Larry Flowers to a total of 56 months in prison after he pleaded guilty to fleeing and attempting to elude law enforcement. Flowers also pleaded guilty to a similar charge and possessing methamphetamine. The two sentences will run consecutively. Flowers is in the Cherokee County Jail pending transfer to the Kansas Department of Corrections. Well, the four states is no stranger to crime, murder included, and if you're a fan of true crime, Netflix has some great documentaries. Now, Netflix turns its documentary making to the four states with the latest season of one of its shows. And KOAM's Amber Jenkins is live in Joplin with more.
Netflix's newest season of its true crime show, I Am a Killer, is featuring a Joplin man convicted of murder. Gary Black was convicted of the fatal stabbing of Jason Johnson in 1998. Jason Johnson was not the only victim. A Joplin man wants to share his story of surviving Gary Black.
What if I died? What would have been all the differences? You know, like It's a Wonderful Life. You know, my kids wouldn't be here. I have saved lives, so, you know, and made differences. So, you know, that gives you a good feeling.
Season 4 of I Am a Killer will premiere on December 1st on Netflix.
All right, thank you, Amber. Well, the Joplin Christmas Parade rolls out in holiday style and near perfect parade weather conditions. Joplin Christmas Parade is one of the Joplin's biggest holiday traditions. This year featured more than 100 entries, including KOAM. Parade goers couldn't have asked for better weather at 45 degrees and just a light fog, like Chris said. The funds generated by the 2022 Joplin Christmas Parade will go to the Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, an organization that makes miracles happen for local children with medical needs. This year's theme was Christmas in Candyland. Toy Box positively impacts children and their families throughout the 4 states, and KOAM was able to catch up with one of the hundreds of families that will benefit from the Toy Box donations. In Ottawa and Delaware counties, our Toy Box partner is the Marine Corps' Reserve Toys for Tots. This year, they're celebrating their 75th year anniversary, and this year, more families than ever have signed up. In fact, 6,000 kids will be receiving toys, which is up from 2,000 a year ago.
Please, if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time, your numbers on your paycheck, they mean nothing to me. I know you have bills. Just go online and sign up.
For Reserve Toys for Tots will keep sign-ups open until December 20th. It's one of the latest. A lot of 4-staters rely on food banks, and this time of year budgets can be especially stressed, and that's why Fox 14 is conducting its 19th annual Feed the 4 States food drive. We're collecting non-perishable food items for area food pantries like Crosslines and the Wesley House during this season of high demand. You can also make a monetary donation online at koamnewsnow.com/feed. The food drive will continue through December 31st.
All right, look at that 7-day forecast. Some possible AM thunderstorms tomorrow and then some evening showers. A break from the rain Friday. More rain on Saturday, a little bit milder Sunday, and then more rain chances and possibly even thunderstorms as we head into Monday and Tuesday of next week.
All right, that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, from the Browns to the Panthers, we're going to have where Baker Mayfield is headed next in his NFL career.
Plus, a man with a unique Christmas display encounters a Grinch and a Good Samaritan this holiday season.
And why do we get colds in the winter? A study reveals why that is. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. More real news in the morning. We'll be right back.
Well, last night was the opening night of the basketball season for the Webb City High School boys basketball team. The Cards opened the season at home, hosting Lamar Tigers. This one is also the first game of the season for Lamar. Webb City off to a good start last night. Early on, Eli Pace gets the steal. Eventually, gets it to the other end and gives it up to Baron Duda. More from Duda in a little bit. And then Pace gets an open look of his own, knocks down the 3. Webb City opens up a 22-8 lead after the first. In the second, Baron Duda really caught fire, man. It's the 3 from the far side. Then moments later, different side, same result. That gets the Cardinals lead to 22. Other end, Joel Bashore trying to keep Lamar in it. Hits the 3. Tigers did close the gap a little. But in that second quarter, Baron Duda, too good. He had 19 points in the second quarter alone, finished with 25 for the game. Webb City rolls by Lamar in their season opener, 78-60. At the college level, the Missouri Southern women continue their climb up the national rankings this week. The Lions are up 1 spot to number 4 in this week's WBCA national poll. Southern is 9-0 to begin the season, including 2-0 in the MIAA after beating Missouri Western and Northwest Missouri last week. The Lions will be back on the floor on Thursday night on the road against Central Oklahoma. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs are on the road this weekend facing the Denver Broncos. With a win combined with a Chargers loss, the Chiefs would claim their 7th straight AFC West championship. Kansas City is coming off a bit of a setback. On Sunday, they fell to the Bengals 27-24, snapping a 5-game winning streak. Chiefs' third straight loss to the Bengals and dropped Kansas City to 9-3 overall this season.
The other way.
Down the stretch, and when two good teams are playing each other, that takes place, and it can cost you down the stretch when you have an opportunity to potentially go up on them and make it real difficult. We can't have the things happen that happen.
Former Oklahoma Sooners quarterback Baker Mayfield has a new home in the NFL. Mayfield was claimed off waivers yesterday by the LA Rams. The Rams are without starting quarterback Matthew Stafford due to a spinal contusion. Mayfield was released by the Panthers on Monday after going 1-5 in 6 starts for the team. The former Heisman winner was the #1 overall pick out of Oklahoma by the Cleveland Browns back in 2018. Well, still to come, the Mexico City Zoo, they're going to welcome a jaguar cub. And we're going to take another look at your forecast. There's that cute cub. And we'll have another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time for a little weather trivia for you on the KOAM Morning News. One of the longest... Boy, I didn't realize it cut it off, but it's okay. One of the longest distances covered by tornadoes was recorded in 1917. Around what distance did this series of tornadoes manage to cover? Was it 50 miles, 100 miles, 290 miles, or 540? What do you think about that? We're going to show you the cloud cover on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. We're also going to show you this dense fog advisory for southwest Missouri that goes until 9 a.m. today. And of course, we could still have fog as we head throughout the afternoon as well. So this morning, make sure your low beams are on, your fog beams. Do not use your high beams. As you can see, we've got some reduced visibility. Mount Vernon down to a half mile. We do have some reduced visibility, less than a mile in Fort Scott as you get into the eastern edges of Kansas and Oklahoma. And then you go a little further west and visibility does improve. You can see some fog, 7th and Range Line in Joplin. It's 44 degrees with a calm breeze right now, so not bad out there. And again, not bad across most of the area. 48 Center, 44 Parsons, 43 Chitopa, 45 Miami, 42 Lamar, and 40 up in Nevada. Live look at the MoDOT camera, 36 in Range Line. You can see some fog down there as well. Yellow light for that morning drive as will be cloudy, foggy, and then maybe some late morning rain showers for you, and a yellow light for the drive home because we could still have some patchy fog, and then the rain chances start to increase as we head into the evening hours. Kids getting on the bus, it's going to be a little bit on the foggy side. Calm breeze, 44 by 7 a.m. Not a lot of movement in the temperatures. And then 50 by 3 o'clock, so maybe some fog and some light shower activity. Heading through today, we're heading for a high of 56 degrees with the rain showers, and they'll start to increase this evening. Could even see a few thunderstorms late tonight. We're not talking severe weather or anything crazy, just maybe some rumbles of thunder. An early low of 50 as the temperatures will begin to warm up heading towards sunrise. The answer to our question this morning, well, if you happen to pick C, 290 miles, you would be right. It's over a period of 8 days in May and June of 1917. A group of tornadoes covered around 200 miles in the midwestern and southeastern parts of the country. Well, this time of year, you have to keep a close eye on your lawn ornaments. A Boise, Idaho man had a unique display stolen while he was out of town. To say the display was very personal would be a big understatement. But thanks to a good Samaritan, the Idaho man has replaced the stolen item with an even bigger one. Don Nelson has the story.
I was upset.
Scott Weisbeck returned home to find his Sasquatch missing.
And there was just a hole in the ground where Sasquatch once was.
You know, those creatures that roam the Pacific Northwest forests and woods.
Because I believe in Bigfoot, and I thought that'd just make a nice ornament here at 5 Mile and Franklin intersection.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I believe in Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, Yeti, come on. I've lived in Idaho almost 30 years. I have never seen a Sasquatch.
But Scott wanted to have a little fun by placing a small Sasquatch on his property for everyone to see. That is, until a Grinch stole it.
So I knew right away that I had to replace it. I wasn't going to let the thieves win.
They cut it away from the tension bar.
Enter our Good Samaritan.
I'm not really a believer in the Sasquatch thing, but just the symbol made me smile. And from what I read on Nextdoor, people were heartbroken when they found out that someone had stolen it.
William Foley showed us how and where the vandals broke through the fence
They just pulled it back about this point.
and took the smaller 2-foot Sasquatch. Foley fixed the fence, dug a deeper hole, put in steel bars and reinforced rebar to make the bigger and better Sasquatch much more secure. So, why a Sasquatch and not a reindeer or an elf? You see, when Scott was 13 years old, he went deer hunting with his stepfather in Oregon, when all of a sudden,
There was a Sasquatch on the cut of the road right there. It was huge.
What was he doing?
Just looking at me, I think it wanted the deer in the back of our scalp.
I would be frozen. I would be scared.
I was scared stiff. I was so scared I couldn't move.
then 2 years ago, here in Idaho, near Warm Lake, he saw some logs placed in an X.
Bigfoot are known to mark their territory with an X.
He then returned with a friend from work and
We found stick structures, so like little huts, and we even found some footprints there. And I took pictures of all this.
If there was a Bigfoot, why has no one caught one? And why is one not in captivity at a zoo?
Right. I think they're just so intelligent. It's just they know how to elude us, and they're like what I believe is they're close to Neanderthal people. So they have a language, and they have a social structure.
You know how this is going to sound.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking. If Scott believes Sasquatch is real, who are we to doubt him? I mean, I believe in Santa Claus, don't you?
That brings us to our question. Do you think Bigfoot is real? You can vote through our website, through our app, and of course, take part in discussion on our Facebook page. And your options, of course, yes or no. We'll be back with Health Watch right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning, overdose deaths reach record levels nationwide during the COVID-19 pandemic. And now, according to a new study published Tuesday, overdose deaths during pregnancy and postpartum have also increased in recent years. According to a study in the medical journal JAMA, overdoses accounted for 1 in 6 pregnancy-associated deaths in 2020. Researchers from Columbia University studied mortality data from the CDC. Overall, the number of overdose deaths in pregnant women represented an almost 50% spike from the year before and an 80% increase since 2017. The rates were found to be higher among women who were late postpartum, meaning it had been 6 weeks to a year since they'd given birth. Researchers noted a jump in overdose deaths among pregnant and postpartum women that involved fentanyl and other synthetic drugs, which mirrored national trends, while deaths involving benzodiazepines, heroin, and prescription opioids remain mostly stable. Well, colds and flu season is upon us, but germs that cause colds are in the air year-round. So why do we seem to get sick more in the winter? A new study in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology may have the answer, and it may sound disappointingly simple. Colds are caused by the cold weather, that is, and the effect it has on your nose. According to the study, the chilly air damages the immune response in the nostrils. In fact, reducing the temperature by as little as 9 degrees inside the nose kills nearly half of its virus and bacteria fighting cells. Medical experts are calling the finding a scientific breakthrough. And a new study indicates that hearing aids may help delay or reduce dementia and cognitive decline. The findings were published Monday in the JAMA Neurology. Research has shown hearing loss as an important risk factor for dementia. And what hasn't been clear is whether treating hearing loss would help prevent the progression of cognitive decline. The new study suggests that indeed may be the case. Researchers analyzed more than 3,000 studies to reach their conclusion. And the review found that people who wore devices to help with hearing loss performed 3% better on cognitive scores in the short term. The use of hearing aids was also associated with a 19% reduction in long-term cognitive decline. Findings are important because preventing cognitive decline is much easier than trying to reverse it. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
We've got a dense fog advisory for southwest Missouri through 9 a.m. today, as we've got reduced visibilities across the area yet again. We'll break down your full forecast in just a few minutes.
Right now at 5:30, curl up on that couch and turn on your Netflix. A true crime documentary focuses on a 4-state man convicted of murdering someone back in 1998.
We've got some fog across the area to deal with yet again. Dense fog advisories, more fog, more showers, and maybe even some thunderstorms. Your full forecast coming up.
And we meet a local four-state family whose Christmas was saved by the KOAM Toy Box program.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Tanya Bach.
I'm Chris Warner. So another foggy start for us out there today. And we'll, again, see some fog later this afternoon possibly as well. But we've got increasing rain chances, maybe even a few thunderstorms this evening. The good news is we're not looking at any kind of severe weather or anything like that. So Skywatch Storm Tracker shows the clouds across the region. That's kind of been the thing the last few days. Dense fog advisory for southwest Missouri until 9 this morning. That kicked in late last night. And here's why. Look at Mount Vernon. 0 visibility is what they're reporting. And so that's, of course, including a significant stretch of I-44 as you're heading east towards Springfield. Got low visibility even in Fort Scott, 0.4 of a mile. Visibility down to 4 in Joplin, 2.3 miles in Miami. So do be cautious if you're driving out there. Turn on your low beams or your fog beams. Do not use your high beams. Foggy at 7th and Rangeline, 44. Otherwise, cloudy skies right now. Cloudy and foggy across a good portion of the region. 44 Chanute and Chatopa, 45 in Miami, 42 Neosho, and 43 in Carthage. Live look MoDOT camera at 36 in Rangeline. A little bit foggier now than it was, say, about 30 minutes ago. I'm looking at a yellow light for that morning drive. We're cloudy, we're foggy, maybe even see some late morning rain, and rain chances continue to increase as we head through the evening, so another yellow light there, and of course maybe some additional fog as well. Kids getting on the bus, a bit on the foggy side, 44 degrees, calm wind, and as they get off the bus, maybe a stray shower, maybe some fog, 50 degrees by 3 o'clock. Heading for a high today, a little bit warmer of 56. Rain chances again pick up as we head into the evening and overnight hours. Maybe a rumble of thunder or two out there as well, dropping to an early low of 50, and we'll start to warm towards sunrise. And we'll have a much more mild day for us tomorrow. We'll take a complete look at your 7-day forecast here in just a couple of minutes.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thanks, Chris. Well, a single car crash claims the life of a Pittsburgh resident. Authorities say around 11:20 Monday night, 70-year-old Robert Shaver was driving south on 220th Road in Crawford County, Kansas. The vehicle left the road, hit a concrete culvert, and overturned. Shaver was killed. No one else was hurt. A Webb City man will spend more than 4 years behind bars for crimes in Cherokee County. A Cherokee County District Court judge sentenced Larry Flowers to a total of 56 months in prison after he pleaded guilty to fleeing and attempting to elude law enforcement. Flowers also pleaded guilty to a similar charge and for possessing methamphetamine. The two sentences will run consecutively. Flowers is in the Cherokee County Jail pending transfer to the Kansas Department of Corrections. Well, the 4 states is no stranger to crime, murder included. And if you're a fan of true crime, Netflix has some great documentaries. Netflix turns its documentary making to the 4 states with the latest season of one of its shows. KOAM's Amber Jenkins is live in Joplin with more.
Netflix's newest season of its true crime documentary, I Am a Killer, is featuring a Joplin man convicted of murder. Gary Black was convicted of a fatal stabbing of Jason Johnson in 1998. Jason Johnson is not the only victim. A Joplin man wants to share his story of surviving Gary Black.
What if I died? What would have been all the differences? You know, like It's a Wonderful Life. You know, my kids wouldn't be here. I have saved lives. So, you know, and made differences. So, you know, that gives you a good feeling.
Season 4 of I Am a Killer will premiere on December 21st on Netflix. In Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Sounds like a pretty interesting series.
Yes, very.
All right, thanks, Amber. Well, one of our partners for KOAM's Toy Box campaign is the Marine Corps Reserve Toys for Tots, which is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. KOAM's Jalen Banks was able to catch up with one family whose Christmas was saved by the program.
Christmas shopping is in full swing, but many people are facing financial challenges, and Toys for Tots continues to make sure that everyone has a great Christmas.
Had some financial struggles, you know, with the way the economy has been. And if I wouldn't be able to get help this year, these kiddos would not have no Christmas.
And the Myers kids are grateful for their future presents.
I'm really happy that we're really getting this because normally people don't get these things like everybody else does.
The oldest sibling, Zach, looks forward to his younger siblings having a great Christmas.
I'm happy that they're going to give us like toys, they're going to help my little brother and sister out. Something that I would probably like for Christmas is a new hoodie. I'm happy that they're going to help other people out here.
Sandra Love of Toys for Tots says by helping others, it does something to her heart.
And then I'm able to say, yeah, we can do that. We got you. So my heart grew like the Grinch's heart. My heart grew 10 times whenever I became coordinator. And every time I get to say yes, it grows a little more.
Love also says, including the Myers family, that they will be providing toys to 6,000 kids, which is up by 2,000 from a year ago. In Commerce, Oklahoma, Jalen Banks, KOAM News.
Marine Corps Reserve Toy for Tots will keep signups open until December 20th. Well, a lot of four-staters rely on food banks, and this time of year budgets can be especially stressed. That's why Fox 14 is conducting its 19th annual Feed the Four States food drive. We're collecting non-perishable food items for area food pantries like Crosslines and the Wesley House during this season of high demand. You can also make a monetary donation online at KOAMnewsnow.com/feed. The food drive will continue through December 31st. Well, this morning we're discussing Bigfoot.
Yeah, Scott Weisbeck returned home to find his Sasquatch missing. You know, those creatures that roam the Pacific Northwest forest and woods. Scott wanted to have a little fun by placing a small Sasquatch on his property for everyone to see. That is, until a Grinch stole it.
Now, the one he had wasn't real, right?
I don't think so.
Enter our Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan showed how and where the vandals broke through the fence and took the smaller 2-foot Sasquatch. The Good Samaritan took it?
I don't think so.
I don't think he did either. That's what the script said, though. He fixed the fence, dug a deeper hole, put in steel bars, and reinforced rebar to make the bigger and better Sasquatch much more secure.
That brings us to our question for you this morning. Just in general, do you believe that Bigfoot is real? So far, 100% of you say no. But I can't say that there's been many Bigfoot sightings here in the 4 states. You can vote through our website, through the app, and of course take part in discussion on our Facebook page.
Now, I do know that Oklahoma has a season for Bigfoot hunting.
That is true. That is true. So we need some Oklahoma folks to get in here and vote on this, see what their thoughts are. So, 7-day forecast, we got rain coming, maybe some early morning thunderstorms tomorrow, and then some late day showers. A little cooler on Friday, and more rain Saturday. A break Sunday. Sunday looks to be pretty good. Mostly cloudy, but 60 degrees. Warming temperatures into next week as well, but additional rain and thunderstorm chances building in.
All right, that's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News, we take you to a Virginia college that's making kids of all kinds feel included this holiday season.
Plus, a French author who won this year's Nobel Prize for Literature speaks her mind on how we can achieve gender equality. We'll have the latest.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News. More real news in the morning. We'll be right back. Topping World Watch, 164 migrants have been rescued from the Mediterranean Sea during 2 different operations, Sunday and Monday. Maritime rescue ship, the GEO Barents, saving migrants from the water using rubber boats to carry out the mission. More than 50 of those rescued were said to be minors. The majority of them were unaccompanied. UN's human rights watchdog says over 1,800 migrants have died or gone missing crossing the Mediterranean this year. Annie Yernox, this year's winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature, says gender equality can only be achieved if men change their attitudes. 82-year-old Yernox spoke her mind during a news conference Tuesday, telling the media that men need to change their way of life, behavior, and motivators. The author will receive her Nobel Prize Saturday in an awards ceremony. Yernox is known best for blending fiction and autobiography, writing about gender, class, and women's rights. She's the first French woman to be honored with the Literature Prize. Well, a man has been arrested after he allegedly threw an egg at King Charles III. King Charles was in Luton, northwest of London Tuesday on a royal visit when a member of security team quickly ushered him away from a crowd. Bedfordshire police later confirmed a male in his early 20s was removed and questioned about the incident. This isn't the first time the king has encountered such a protest. In November, a man was arrested after he hurled an egg at Charles and his wife, Queen's consort Camilla, when they visited York. Well, Prince Harry and one of Britain's largest media publishers agreed to pause their libel suit. London's High Court hearing the news of the pause on Tuesday. The Duke of Sussex filed the libel suit against Associated Newspapers in February over an article which alleged Harry tried to keep secret his fight with the Interior Ministry to reinstate his police protection after stepping down from royal duties. Harry has stated these allegations are, quote, unremittingly negative. Both parties agreed to put the case on hold until mid-January in order to try to negotiate a settlement. And the Mexico City Zoo welcomes an adorable jaguar cub. 4-month-old cub, who is still waiting to be named, was initially raised by zoo staff after the mother, a 3-year-old female, rejected it at birth. Despite the adverse situation at its birth, the Director of Conservation and Animal Welfare at the Department of Zoos and Wildlife Conservation of Mexico City says the cub is quite healthy and eating properly. That's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. Here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got cloudy conditions across the region right now. We also have fog across the area, and we do have a dense fog advisory for southwest Missouri. Runs until 9 o'clock this morning. In fact, it kicked in late last night. Mount Vernon reporting 0 visibility. You can see this dense patch here, so that's a stretch of I-44 that you need to be careful on. We still have low visibility across portions of southwest Missouri, even into extreme southeast Kansas and northeast Oklahoma. So if you are traveling, make sure you got your low beams on or your fog beams on. Don't use your high beams. And it's supposed to be a little foggy later today again, so remember to turn on your lights. If you've got those automatic daylights, you need to bypass that because your tail lights don't turn on. You gotta make sure other motorists can see you. 44 degrees in Joplin with some fog and some clouds. Temperatures across the region: 44 Chanute, Parsons, Chatopa, 45 Miami, 42 Pittsburgh, Lamar, and 43 over in Carthage right now. 36 in Rangeline, MoDOT camera there looking pretty good. A little fog out there as well. Yellow light for your morning drive for the fog, and then for some late morning rain shower possibilities. And then a yellow light for the drive home of some fog, some rain showers, and rain chances begin to increase as we head into the evening and overnight hours. Kids getting on the bus this morning, foggy, 44 degrees with a calm breeze. Later today, a light breeze out of the northeast, about 5 to 10, maybe a rain shower, some possible fog again, 50 by 3 o'clock. A little milder today, heading for a high of 56, and again, rain showers will start to increase as we head into the evening hours and into the overnight. We could even have a rumble of thunder or two. The good news is no severe weather, no rocky thunderstorms like that, just some good old-fashioned ones. Early low of 50, and we start to warm as we head towards sunrise. Future Track shows us quite a bit of rain chances as we head over the next several days. These are some of those showers and thunderstorms, maybe some heavier rain as we head into early tomorrow morning. We get a break and warm up, and then we have more rain showers by tomorrow evening. Another break on Friday. We head into Saturday. That's more rain showers across the area. Some of it could be a little bit heavy. And then we'll get another break Sunday, and we'll actually be pretty decent on Sunday. And then we see additional rain chances and maybe some thunderstorms as we head into the start of next week. All right, so 65 tomorrow, 52 Friday, 56 Saturday with some rain, 60 on Sunday, and then again more rain chances, warmer by next week, but more shower and thunderstorm chances possible as we head into Monday and Tuesday of next week. We got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. 4 States is no stranger to crime, murder included, and if you're a fan of true crime, Netflix has some great documentaries. Netflix's newest season of its true crime documentary show, I Am a Killer, is featuring a Joplin man who was sentenced to first-degree murder. Gary Black was convicted of the fatal stabbing of Jason Johnson in 1998. A single car crash claims the life of a Pittsburgh resident. Authorities say around 11:20 Monday night, 70-year-old Robert Shaver was driving south on 220th Road in Crawford County, Kansas. Vehicle left the road, hit a concrete culvert, and overturned. Shaver was killed, and no one else was hurt. Toy Box positively impacts children and their families throughout the 4 states. KOAM was able to catch up with one of the hundreds of families that will benefit from the Toy Box donations. In Ottawa and Delaware counties, our Toy Box partner is the Marine Corps Reserve Toys for Tots. This year, they're celebrating their 75th anniversary. And this year, more families than ever have signed up. In fact, 6,000 kids will be receiving toys, which is up from 2,000 a year ago. Alorica partners with the Joplin Fire Department for the annual Christmas for Kids campaign. The employees donate toys and wrapping supplies to help local kids on Christmas. They've donated more than 2,000 gifts and over $2,000 in cash to charity. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And as you head out the door, we got fog, dense fog advisory, southwest Missouri through 9 a.m. You can see fog at 7th and Range Line. We got 44 degrees in Joplin, cloudy otherwise. 44 Chanute, Parsons, Chetopa, 42 Pittsburgh, Lamar, Neosho, and 45 down in Anderson. Live look at the MoDOT camera, 36 in Range Line. Foggy, yellow light for the morning drive for the fog, and then some late morning rain showers possible. More fog today, yellow light for the drive home as we have more fog and some rain showers. Rain chances increasing as we head into tonight. Taking a look at the bus stop, foggy, 44 at 7 a.m. with a calm breeze, a light breeze later. 50, maybe foggy, and again, additional rain showers possible. 56 the high, and we'll have rain showers again increasing as we head into the evening, and maybe even a couple of thunderstorms as we head into the overnight hours. Early low of 50, and then we start to warm towards sunrise. And a quick check of the 7-day forecast for you. 65 tomorrow, we get a pause in the rain, and then more rain tomorrow afternoon. A break on Friday and cooler, more rain Saturday, another break Sunday, looking pretty good. And then warmer Monday and Tuesday of next week, but we have additional shower and thunderstorm chances moving in. We got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Well, some special needs students at a Virginia elementary school are now the owners of toys that look just like them.
A gift from a group doing their part to make sure they see themselves in their toys. Patsy Montesinos explains.
Christmas came early at Virginia Heights Elementary School with wrapping paper and lots of smiles. The operation that brought the magic to the school is similar to a workshop at the North Pole. Roanoke College professor Frances McCutcheon transformed into Santa Claus for the project Toy Like Me. In 2016, she started modifying gifts to fill a gap in the market.
When we modify a toy, we use household items. A lot of these hearing aids are just buttons.
Those small modifications build a sense of belonging for kids with disabilities.
When the kids see them, they see themselves. It's the most marvelous transformation in a toy.
And she has brown skin.
Teachers such as Ann Travers are the reindeer, helping to deliver the perfect present for each child. They tell the group what changes are needed and help select the right toy.
And it's so special and impactful for them to see something that they love that looks similar to them and has equipment like they do.
Elementary student Ria says the surprise made her really happy.
It looked like me because it got glasses and hearing aids.
Roanoke College students are Santa's elves who spend hours sewing, gluing, and bending toys.
Superheroes can have hearing aids too, just like these kids, and it makes them feel like a superhero. So it was really great to see.
Even though Christmas only lasted one day, the message these toys send will last forever.
Well, the program is funded through donations collected by Roanoke College.
Absolutely incredible. And it's great that they're starting to, create more of these inclusive toys, because I know how special it is for those kids to see themselves represented in the things that they play with.
That's right.
We got another look at your foggy, rainy Well, we got a dense fog advisory for southwest Missouri until 9 o'clock this morning because, well, we've got dense fog across the area. Once again, Mount Vernon reporting zero visibility. That includes this stretch of I-44. So if you're traveling east this morning, do be cautious. We got reduced visibilities even in Fort Scott, Nevada, Pittsburgh, Carthage, Joplin, Miami, Anderson, Grove. So do be cautious if you're out traveling this morning. Foggy conditions at 7th and Range Line, otherwise cloudy, and 44 in Joplin right now. Across the region, that's where we're sitting for the most part. We've got 44 Chanute, Parsons, Chetopa, 45 Miami, 42 in Lamar and Pittsburgh, and 43 over in Carthage. MoDOT camera, 36 in Range Line, showing us some fog out there as well. And we do have a yellow light for your morning drive with the fog, and then maybe some late morning rain showers. And another yellow light as you head home as we've got the fog and some additional rain chances, and they'll begin to increase as we head into the overnight hours. Foggy trip to the bus stop this morning, 44 degrees with a calm breeze and a light breeze later today, maybe some more fog, maybe some rain showers, and 50 50 by 3 o'clock. Heading for a high today, a little bit milder than yesterday, 56. Fog, rain showers, and the rain showers will start to increase. We may even get a rumble of thunder or two late tonight and into early tomorrow morning. The good news is no severe weather expected. Early low of 50, and then we also start to warm towards sunrise, back up to 54 by 6 a.m. 65 tomorrow. We get a break in the afternoon from the rain, then more rain later in the evening. Another break on Friday and cooler, more rain Saturday, warmer Sunday, and then even warmer Monday and Tuesday of next week. But we're looking at additional shower and thunderstorm chances across the region that we're going to keep an eye on for you. Got a lot more of the KOAM morning news right after this.
Killer.
We've got another foggy start for us today across the area, even some dense fog advisories, and we've got rain and maybe some thunderstorms on the way. We'll break it all down coming up.
And Christmas parade season keeps on rolling through the 4 states as the city of Joplin celebrates a Christmas in Candyland.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. I'm Tanya Bach.
I'm Chris Warner, just after 6 o'clock on this Wednesday morning, halfway through the work week now. I don't know about you, but after being at the parade, lots of fun, but I'm extraordinarily tired because it ran well past my bedtime. So I didn't get to sleep until pretty late last night, so I'm just kind of...
Well, okay, we were float number 32. By the time we were done with the parade and got driven back to our vehicle and were leaving, Santa on the fire truck was just starting. He was at 19th Street.
Yeah, so that was, like I said, I'm just a little tired. So if I'm dragging a little bit this morning, I'm apologizing in advance because I don't do so well on less than 8 hours of sleep. We've got dense fog advisory for southwest Missouri, runs until 9 o'clock this morning. And the reason for that is all the fog we've got. Mount Vernon now up to a 1/10 of a mile visibility after reporting 0 visibility. So there's a stretch of I-44 out there you've got to be extremely careful on. So it's some low visibility across the region going into extreme southeast Kansas and northeast Oklahoma. So do be cautious while you're driving. Foggy at 7th and Range Line, 44 in Joplin right now. It's otherwise cloudy. We got mostly 40s across the board. A little cooler up north, 39 Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada, 42 Pittsburgh, 43 Carthage, 45 Chetopa, Miami, and in Neosho. MoDOT camera 36 in Range Line showing us some of that fog out there as well. It's a yellow light for your morning drive with the fog and then maybe some late morning rain showers. A yellow light for the drive home with maybe some additional fog, drizzle, and then rain chances increase. Kids getting on the bus this morning, it's going to be a bit of a foggy start, 44 degrees and a calm wind. A light breeze later, maybe some fog still and an isolated shower or two possible, 50 by 3 o'clock. And we're heading for a high today, a little bit warmer than yesterday, 56. And again, the rain chances will start to increase tonight and overnight. We may even say a few thunderstorms out there. No severe weather expected, but rumble of thunder or two possible. 50 for the early low, and then we start warming up towards sunrise. We'll break down your 7-day forecast, some warmer temperatures and additional rain chances here in just a couple of minutes.
All right, a lot to get to, and we will get started now. Top of the 6 here. All right, thanks, Chris. A Webb City man will spend more than 4 years behind bars for crimes in Cherokee County. The Cherokee County District Court judge sentenced Larry Flowers to a total of 56 months in prison after he pleaded guilty to fleeing and attempting to elude law enforcement. Flowers also pleaded guilty to a similar charge and for possessing methamphetamine. The 2 sentences will run consecutively. Flowers is in the Cherokee County Jail pending transfer to the Kansas Department of Corrections. A single car crash claims the life of a Pittsburgh resident. Authorities say around 11:20 Monday night, 70-year-old Robert Shaver was driving south on 220th Road in Crawford County, Kansas. The vehicle left the road, hit a concrete culvert, and overturned. Shaver was killed. No one else was hurt. Well, the 4 states is no stranger to crime, murder included. And if you're a fan of true crime, Netflix has some great documentaries. And Netflix turns its documentary making to the 4 states with the latest season of one of its shows. KOAM's Amber Jenkins is live in Joplin with more.
Netflix's newest season of its true crime documentary, I Am a Killer, is featuring a Joplin man convicted of murder. Gary Black was convicted of the fatal stabbing of Jason Johnson in 1998. Jason Johnson was not the only victim. A Joplin man wants to share his story of surviving Gary Black.
I think the stories need to be told. Situational awareness. I mean, you have to, especially this day's age, that you got to pay attention to your surroundings. And you know, you can be paranoid, but I mean, but you got to be realistic, you know.
Fourth season of I Am a Killer will premiere on December 21st on Netflix. In Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
And Amber, I'm curious, it's been decades since this crime happened and Jackie's near-death experience there. How is he doing now?
Surprisingly, he is doing very well. I mean, he still has incredible scarring and health issues from the robbery and shooting all those decades ago, but he took that situation and made it motivation to save lives. In fact, later on in his life, we will see later on in the show when the package air, he really changed the situation into a positive impact.
That's good to hear. All right, thank you so much. Looking forward to watching the full story. Thank you, Amber. A lot of four-staters rely on food banks, and this time of year, budgets can be especially stressed. That's why Fox 14 is conducting its 19th annual Feed the Four States food drive. We are collecting non-perishable food items for area food pantries like Crosslines and the Wesley House during the season of high demand. You can also make a monetary donation online at KOAMnewsnow.com/feed. The food drive will continue through December 31st. Joplin Christmas Parade rolls out in holiday style and near perfect parade weather conditions. Joplin Christmas Parade is one of Joplin's biggest holiday traditions. This year it featured more than 100 entries, including KOAM. There we are. Parade goers could not have asked for better weather at 45 degrees and just a light fog. Funds generated by the 2022 Joplin Christmas Parade will go to the Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, an organization that makes miracles happen for local children with medical needs. This year's Christmas theme was Christmas in Candyland. Well, the Watco Christmas train stopped in Pittsburgh to board around 300 first grade students for a train ride with Santa and 2 elves. The goal is to get the kids familiar with trains while showing some Christmas spirit.
Well, it takes me back a lot of years when I got my first Christmas train, and it brings back a lot of memories, and it's kind of neat to just see the joy in the kids' faces.
When Santa hugged me.
The train ride was an hour long and the students were served cookies. Well, Lorica partners with Joplin Fire Department for the annual Christmas for Kids campaign. The employees donated toys and wrapping supplies to help local kids on Christmas. They have donated more than 2,000 gifts and $2,000 in cash to the charity.
As firefighters, it's always wonderful for us to be able to help people, and that's what we do. But to be able to reach out and help facilitate a program like this where we give toys out to the kids during the holidays, especially those that can't afford it.
This is the 5th year Lorica has partnered with Joplin area firefighters Christmas for Kids.
All right, 7-day forecast. Got the thunderstorms tomorrow morning, a break, and then more showers in the afternoon and evening hours. Another break on Friday, more rain Saturday, decent day Sunday, albeit a bit cloudy, and warming up next week, but we're also watching additional shower and thunderstorm chances by Monday and Tuesday.
All right, that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, a jury in New York finds the Trump Organization guilty on 17 criminal charges, including tax fraud. We'll have the latest on the verdict.
Plus, a healthy lifestyle can lead to a healthy gut on the inside and out.
And 2 years after the riots at the U.S. Capitol, the U.S. Capitol Police Department and the Washington, D.C. Metro Police received one of the nation's highest honors. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. More real news in the morning. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch this morning, nearly 2 years after the January 6th riot, the U.S. Capitol Police Department and the Washington, D.C. Metro Police received the highest honor issued by U.S. Congress, the Congressional Gold Medal. The ceremony happened on the Capitol Rotunda, breached by rioters 23 months ago. Law enforcement and congressional leaders honored the bravery of the officers in preserving democracy. A Manhattan jury found the Trump Organization guilty on all 17 counts following a trial where prosecutors described the company's culture as one of fraud and deception. Jared Hill has more on what this means for Trump and his company amid mounting legal troubles for the former president.
The Trump Organization has been found guilty on all charges it faced, including conspiracy and criminal tax fraud. After 2 days of deliberation, a jury agreed with New York prosecutors that the former president's company was illegally helping executives get luxury cars, apartments, and other extravagant perks without paying taxes on any of it. The company may have to pay up to $1.6 million, but some experts say the real damage is to the brand's reputation.
You can't put a corporation in jail, but you can subject them to fines, and this will have real collateral consequences.
A spokesman for the Trump Organization called the verdict preposterous and vows an appeal.
Trump himself wasn't accused of anything in this case, but the legal troubles for the former president could grow amid investigations into attempts to overturn the 2020 election and whether he mishandled classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida.
CBS News has learned the newly appointed special counsel over the January 6th investigation, Jack Smith, issued a number of subpoenas for elected officials in Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, looking to learn more about their conversations with Trump regarding the so-called fake elector plot.
In these key battleground states, Donald Trump and others organizing this scheme to get people to put forward fake certificates of electors in the hope of stopping the joint session or at least delaying the result.
And yesterday, the January 6th committee announced it will consider making criminal referrals to the Department of Justice. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
The January 6th panel says it has not yet finalized the list of individuals it could refer. The committee also says it's examining whether any of the witnesses perjured themselves before the panel. That's a look at one of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got dense fog advisory for southwest Missouri until 9 a.m. However, we're starting to see more dense fog advisories start to pop up, and that's because, well, we're dealing with dense fog across the region. Mount Vernon down to a 10th mile visibility. That's up from 0 visibility earlier. So if you're traveling east on I-44 or if you're coming back west this morning, be cautious as there's some pretty dense fog out there. We still have some dense fog reaching into extreme southeast Kansas, parts of northeast Oklahoma as well. So remember, drive with your low beams and your fog beams if you've got them. Do not use your high beams. You can see it's a little foggy here in Joplin at 7th and Range Line, 44 degrees, otherwise cloudy skies out there. Across the region, for the most part, we're not too bad. We have 44 Chanute, 45 Parsons, Chetopa, Miami, Neosho, 41 in Monette, and 41 in Lamar. Live look at the MoDOT camera, 36 in Range Line, looking a little bit on the foggy side out there. Yellow light for the morning drive because of that fog, and then maybe some isolated late morning showers, and then a yellow light for the drive home as we could still be dealing with that fog, and we'll see the rain chances begin to increase as well. Kids getting on the bus, it's a foggy start for the day. We got 44 calm winds though, and maybe some fog this afternoon as well, 50 degrees and maybe even an isolated shower with a light breeze out of the northeast at 5 to 10. We're heading for a high today of 56 degrees. Rain chances begin to increase later this evening, and they'll really pick up overnight tonight and into early tomorrow morning, where we could even see a rumble of thunder or two out there. Overnight low of 50 early. We start warming overnight. Got another look at your forecast when we come back. Skywatch Storm Tracker showing us clouds across the region as we start our day. And well, that's kind of been the theme the last few days. And unfortunately, it's going to remain the theme for the next several days as well. Dense fog advisory southwest Missouri until Wednesday at 9. But as you can see, a few more starting to pop up across the area because we are dealing with some dense fog in the region. Mount Vernon is seeing it the worst right now. They were at 0 visibility earlier, up to a 1/10 of a mile. So if you're traveling east on I-44 towards Springfield, you're going to want to take it slow. It is going to be very foggy. We've still got low visibilities reaching as far as Fort Scott, Pittsburgh, Miami, Grove, even into Veneta. So if you are traveling, do be careful out there. Use your low beams, not your high beams. Use your fog beams if you got them. And like yesterday, we could see some fog into the afternoon. So a quick reminder, it's very important. you need to have your lights on even when it's bright outside in the fog. And if you're like my car, for example, has got those daytime running lights. They're on all the time. Well, you've got to bypass that auto mode and turn your lights on full, because that doesn't turn on your tail lights, and you got to make sure you're visible to the other drivers. Fog in Joplin right now, 44 degrees, cloudy otherwise with a calm breeze. A little cooler up north. We have 48 Center, 39 Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada, 41 Lamar, 43 Carthage, 45 Miami, and in Neosho. Live look at the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Rangeline. You can see it's a little foggy out there, and we do have a yellow light for your morning drives. We're dealing with the fog, and then maybe an isolated shower or two later this morning. And then yellow light for the drive home, and more fog, more isolated showers, and rain chances start to increase as we head into the overnight hours tonight. Kids getting on the bus, foggy, 44 with a calm breeze, and later a light northeast breeze of about 5 to 10. 50 degrees by 3, maybe some fog, maybe a shower or two out there. Heading for a milder high today of 56, and again, the rain chances will increase as we head into the evening hours. We'll hit an early low tonight of about 50 degrees, and then we'll start to warm towards sunrise. We could get a few thunderstorms this evening with some heavier rain, but no severe weather is expected out of any of this tonight. Thunderstorms tomorrow morning, then we get a break, then more showers in the evening, 65. Cooler on Friday, more rain Saturday, not a bad day on Sunday, albeit cloudy, and then warmer Monday and Tuesday of next week, but also more showers and thunderstorms. We got more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning, drug overdoses among pregnant and postpartum women are up more than 180% in the past 5 years. Study at Columbia University and Mailman School of Public Health found the number of pregnancy-associated overdose deaths reached a record high in 2020, with fentanyl-involved deaths nearly doubling that year. Researchers say social, economic, and healthcare disruptions during the pandemic likely worsened the situation. Certain patient characteristics like female sex, mental health issues, and asthma are associated with a higher likelihood of long COVID. That's according to an analysis in the Journal of Internal Medicine, which found a spike in outpatient care for those individuals for 1 year after infection. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle is good for your gut. A large international study looked at various lifestyle factors and found a healthy non-smoking regimen that included diet and exercise could have prevented 61% of Crohn's disease cases and 42% of ulcerative colitis cases. Well, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, or certain birth defects. These are just some of the conditions that may cause limited mobility for children. They can also create barriers like isolating kids from some activities other kids their age take part in. Now, a nationwide program is getting these kids moving and steering a path for their success.
2-year-old Theodore Sherrill is all about playtime.
Oh, you got it. He loves to play. He loves to do just what everybody else his age loves to do.
Which is not always easy since Theodore has Down syndrome.
The kids with special needs are usually delayed in how they can move. We want to try to give them the ability to move either on time or at least earlier than they would if we kind of waited for their development to progress.
And that's the mission of Go Baby Go, a program designed to build adaptive toy cars to get kids with mobility impairments moving.
We believe that mobility is a human right. A lot of the kids with special needs don't have the ability to do the foot pedals or to do the steering. So we're able to adapt the cars so that they just have a button on them. And the kids, even with a very limited amount of mobility, the kids are able to push that button and make the car go.
This is the first time 3-year-old Hattie Ortiz, who has mild cerebral palsy, gets to ride in her car.
She's excited. I think it's one of those things that she's going to have control over something that, you know, is usually hard for her.
The same is true for Theodore, who's not letting anything put the brakes on his fun.
He doesn't want to be left out just because of he's rocking an extra chromosome.
That day isn't about anything that their child cannot do. It's about everything their child can do.
Dow Quick, KOAM News.
Again, that was Dow Quick. Go Baby Go was founded at the University of Delaware, but there are several chapters around the country. The chapter at the University of Central Florida has been around since 2015 and has given more than 160 cars to kids. Typically, when a child outgrows their car, they can bring it back and the car gets a tune-up before being given to another kid. Pretty cool. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
We got dense fog advisories for southwest Missouri through 9 a.m. and that's because we are dealing with some dense fog out there, so be careful if you're driving. We're heading for a high of 56, maybe some more fog this afternoon. Rain chances will begin to increase as we head into the evening hours, and we're technically hitting a low of 50, and that'll be pretty early, and then we'll warm as we head through the evening to 54 by sunrise. Could even see a few thunderstorms this evening with the system that's getting ready to move through the area. No severe weather expected out of this, just some good old-fashioned thunderstorms with some heavy rain. So we head into later today, we start to see the showers and thunderstorm activity begin to increase. This is 5:30 tomorrow morning. You can see widespread activity across the area. Not everybody will see thunderstorms, but you could have a rumble of thunder or two. By the afternoon tomorrow, we do warm up nicely and we get a brief break, and then we see additional showers by late tomorrow night, and then we'll get a better break on Friday, and we head into Saturday, and that's more rain building in across the area, a little bit cooler as well. And then that starts to clear out late Saturday. We get another break on Sunday, and then we see additional rain chances building in on Monday and Tuesday. So let's go through it. Again, about 65 tomorrow for the high, and then again that break, and then more rain in the evening. 52 on Friday, so a little cooler, cloudy. More rain on Saturday, 56. Sunday looks to be one of the best days we've got, 60 degrees, mostly cloudy. Showers and thunderstorms increase along with the temperatures Monday and Tuesday, but after this system exits, our temperatures fall dramatically behind that. We're back into the 40s and even back to the mid-30s as we head through the rest of next week, although the skies do eventually start to clear. Got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Right now at 6:30, KOAM's own Amber Jenkins takes us inside a true crime series on Netflix to meet a man who survived an encounter with a killer.
And we've got foggy conditions yet again today in our forecast. We're going to see rain increase and maybe even some thunderstorms tonight. We'll break it all down coming up.
And the Christmas parade season keeps on rolling through the 4 states as the city of Joplin celebrates a Christmas in Candyland.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:30. I'm Tanya Bach.
I'm Chris Warner. So we are halfway through the work week, that much closer to Friday, which is of course always a good thing. We talked about this earlier. Tanya and I were in the Joplin Parade last night, and for me, Tanya for some reason has the constitution of a horse or something, because it didn't affect her at all going to bed at whenever, but I got to bed about 8:30 and I am exhausted this morning.
8:30 is not late.
It is super late for me, but I'm making it. I've got my big thing of coffee. We'll get through it.
He's already turning into an old man.
I don't know. Well, I think it's all the kids too, man. They wear on you.
They do.
I love the kids, but boy,
By the way, your youngest Ryan was amazing. Like he was saying he was getting reaction from people. He was telling them all to wishing them a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Hope you have a great holiday, and telling kids to be good to their grandparents, not alone just their parents, you know, because Santa would be watching, you know.
He reminded him Santa would bring presents if they're good. So yeah, it was interesting. I think he got a bigger kick out of it than any of us
he was having a blast.
So he was enjoying it. It was good parade weather last night, and it's foggy again this morning, cloudy across the region. Dense fog advisories, as you can see, starting to spread across the area. Southwest Missouri through 9 a.m. and those counties in southeast Kansas also through 9 a.m. We got very low visibility. Mount Vernon back down to 0 visibility. So please, please take it easy if you're heading east on I-44. If you're traveling really anywhere from 69 and east, we've got low visibility. So do be cautious out there this morning. Foggy at 7th and Rangeline and cloudy. 44 degrees in Joplin right now. Temperatures across the region are all right. 44 Chanute, Parsons, 45 Chitopa, Miami, 42 Lamar, and 43 in Carthage. MoDOT camera at 36 in Rangeline showing us some fog out there as well. Yellow light for your morning drive for that fog and maybe some late morning isolated showers. A yellow light for the drive home. We could still have some afternoon fog and some isolated showers. Rain chances increasing as we head into tonight. Kids getting on the bus, foggy, calm winds, 44 at 7 a.m. and maybe some fog, isolated showers at 3 and 50 degrees. Heading for a high of 56 today, so not bad. Shower chances increase tonight. Could even have a rumble of thunder or two tonight, and temperatures will start to warm as we head through the overnight hours as well. The good news is no severe weather expected tonight, so nothing to worry about there. We have more rain, more thunderstorms, and warmer temperatures all in the forecast as our roller coaster ride on these temperatures continues. And we'll break it all down in your 7-day here in just a couple of minutes.
All right. Got a lot to break down, that's for sure. Looking forward to those rain chances.
We need them for sure across the area.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, the 4 states is no stranger to crime, murder included. If you're a fan of true crime, Netflix has some great documentaries. Netflix turns its documentary making to the 4 states with the latest season of one of its shows, and KOAM's Amber Jenkins is live in Joplin with more. Good morning.
Good morning, Tanya. I'm standing on the corner of South Joplin Avenue and West 5th Street in Joplin, where Gary Black fatally stabbed Jason Johnson back in 1998. Netflix is filming a true crime documentary, I Am a Killer, featuring Gary Black. However, Jason Johnson is not his only victim. I spoke with a Joplin man who recounts his encounter with the killer.
Gary Black actually shot me. They robbed me, shot me, and left me for dead.
Jackie Clark Sr. was robbed and shot by Gary Black near I-44 in Joplin when he was 18 years old.
I knew just to lay still, real still, because I could feel the blood running out of me, out my back, and you could stick almost like 3 fingers in my back.
The encounter left Jackie with lifelong scarring and health issues.
I lost part of my lung, half my lung, spleen, hit my pancreas real hard. They was really worried about it, perforated it really, really bad, but it did heal. Took a lot of intestine out, so I got real bad scars, so that I had strong will to live.
Even his children lived in fear due to Gary Black.
And I never saw what he looked like until probably 14 years ago or so, but I just had this mental image of him. And I would have all these nightmares where his face was in that window. It was like just a reoccurring nightmare of him his face being in that window.
If Jackie looked into the eyes of the man who left him to die, he'll see pure evil.
What's he gonna tell me? He's sorry? And I don't think he is. He might be sorry that I lived, because if I had lived, he would have got off.
He's been the source of nightmares my entire life. And what he did to my dad and what he did to Jason, and if he wasn't locked away, what he'd probably do to other people.
After barely surviving, Jackie wanted to spend his life saving others.
I was a volunteer fireman before that, but that's when I decided I wanted to be a fireman.
Season 4 of I Am a Killer will premiere on Netflix December 21st. In Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
What an amazing story that Jackie has to share. I mean, to have that happen to him when he was 18 years old. I am curious though, Amber, you said the series starts December 21st. Does Jackie and his family plan to watch it?
Yes, in fact, they are planning to watch it just to see if he is remorseful. However, they're not very confident that he is truly sorry for robbing and shooting Jackie or even stabbing Jason Johnson to death all those years ago. But they're interested to see what he has to say. So they'll be tuning in.
All right, thank you so much for that report. Well, a lot of 4-staters rely on food banks, and this time of year budgets can be especially stressed. That's why Fox 14 is conducting its 19th annual Feed the 4 States food drive. We're collecting non-perishable food items for area food pantries like Crosslines and the Wesley House. During the season of high demand, you can also make a monetary donation online at KOAMnewsnow.com/feed. The food drive will continue through December 31st. Well, Toy Box positively impacted children and their families throughout the 4 states. KOAM was able to catch up with one of the hundreds of families that will benefit from the Toy Box donations. In Ottawa and Delaware counties, our Toy Box partner is the Marine Corps Reserve Toys for Tots. This year, they're celebrating their 75th year anniversary. And this year, more families than ever have signed up. In fact, 6,000 kids will be receiving toys, which is up from 2,000 a year ago.
Please, if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time, your numbers on your paycheck, they mean nothing to me. I know you have bills. Just go online and sign up.
Marine Corps Reserve Toy for Tots will keep signups open through December 20th. The Coming up when the KOAM Morning News makes the move to Fox 14, our own Jalen Banks takes us in for a closer look at a family that's being helped by the Toys for Tots. The Joplin Christmas Parade rolls out in holiday style and near perfect parade weather conditions. The Joplin Christmas Parade is one of the Joplin's biggest holiday traditions, and this year featured more than 100 entries, including KOAM, as you can see. Parade goers couldn't have asked for better weather at 45 degrees and just a light fog. Funds generated by the 2022 Joplin Christmas Parade will go to the Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, an organization that makes miracles happen for local children with medical needs. This year's theme, Christmas in Candyland.
All right, 7-day forecast for you. So we got the rain chances tomorrow. We get a break in the afternoon, then more rain in the evening. Cloudy on Friday, but dry. More rain Saturday, better day Sunday, and then more shower and thunderstorm chances as we head into the start of next week.
All right, that's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour in the KOAM Morning News, a semiconductor chip manufacturing company looks to create $1 billion global player.
And we've got another check of your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
In Consumer Watch this morning, former Theranos COO Ramesh Sunny Balwani is expected to face sentencing today. Balwani was convicted of 2 counts of conspiracy and 10 counts of wire fraud through a multi-million-dollar scheme to defraud investors and patients via the failed blood testing company. Company founder Elizabeth Holmes was sentenced last month to a little over 11 years in prison for her role in the scheme. Well, Forbes has released its list of the world's 100 most powerful women. The European Commission's first ever female leader, Ursula von der Leyen, came in first this year for leading Europe through the pandemic and the war in Ukraine. Vice President Kamala Harris came in third. Oprah Winfrey ranked 24th, and Taylor Swift made the list at 79. Speaking of Taylor Swift, the House Energy and Commerce Committee penned a letter to Live Nation asking the executive to provide a briefing on Ticketmaster's ticketing process for Swift's Eras tour. It also has requested that Live Nation provide a list of actions the company will take to ensure consumers will have better access to live entertainment in the future. The probe comes just weeks after Ticketmaster bungled the pre-sale ticketing for the tour. And after supply chain issues overseas brought the sale of things like new cars to a near stop, many American companies began to look for domestic solutions. Mark Phillips shows us one such company, a semiconductor chip manufacturer that's poised for global success.
Before the president even arrived, the announcement: the Taiwan Semiconductor Chip Manufacturing Company will more than triple in size, from $16 billion to a $40 billion investment in Phoenix.
For us in the state, what it means is we've moved up into top-tier players in technology companies.
By 2026, TSMC will produce 600,000 wafers, the foundation of all new technologies moving forward. Apple CEO Tim Cook says all of its chips will be produced at the Phoenix plant.
We are investing in a stronger, brighter future. We are planting a seed in the Arizona desert.
TSMC will produce the world's most advanced microchip here in Phoenix. It's also creating its own domestic supply chain. 158 companies are moving to Arizona with TSMC. ASU President Dr. Michael Crow says Phoenix is becoming the epicenter for microchip technology.
This is the new economy manifesting at super scales.
Over a 10-year period, TSMC will mean 20,000 construction jobs and 4,300 full-time high-paying jobs. What was once a patch of desert known as Biscuit Flats will mean almost $17 billion to the city's economy over the next 20 years.
I was worried we maybe sounded like cowboys with shooting ranges and Biscuit Flats, too much like the Wild Wild West for the most advanced semiconductor chips. But the good news is Phoenix sold itself.
And that's it for Consumer Watch. Here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got dense fog advisories for southwest Missouri through 9 a.m. And this is why. Look at Mount Vernon. Zero visibility. If you're traveling east on I-44 this morning, take it slow, be prepared to maybe even have to stop occasionally out there and give yourself plenty of distance between you and the car in front of you. In fact, roughly 69 Highway and East is where we've got some really low visibilities out there, so do be cautious this morning. We're looking at foggy conditions in Joplin. It's also cloudy, 44 degrees right now. Temperatures across the region are not too shabby. 44 Chanute Parsons, 45 Chatopa Miami, 42 Carthage, and 43 in Lamar. MoDOT camera 36 in Rangeline, looking all right with some light fog out there as well. Yellow light for your morning drive as we deal with the fog. Maybe an isolated shower or two this morning. And then we have a yellow light for the drive home, possibly some more fog, and then rain chances begin to increase as we head into the evening hours. Kids getting on the bus this morning, foggy conditions, 44 at 7 a.m. and then to this afternoon rather, maybe some fog, maybe some showers, 50 degrees by 3 o'clock. Heading for a milder high today of 56 degrees with the rain showers again increasing. Could even get a thunderstorm or two overnight tomorrow and into early tomorrow morning. No severe weather expected, but still a rumble of thunder or two possible. And temperatures will also begin to rise as we head towards sunrise tomorrow. 65 on Thursday, more showers later in the evening hours rather. A break on Friday, more rain Saturday, a break on Sunday looking pretty good, and then more showers and thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday. We're going to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries next, but first we're going to get a preview of CBS Mornings.
Hello to you, I'm Gail King, coming right up on CBS Mornings. So, you say you need some help with your next holiday party? We'll share some non-alcoholic drink suggestions that your whole family can enjoy. Like the sound of that. That's coming right up on CBS Mornings.
We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Staff Sergeant Marvin Page. Pittsburgh, Kansas native served in the South Pacific from 1942 to 1945 as part of the VMTB 132nd. Staff Sergeant Marvin Page, we thank you, today's four-state hero.
All right, time for some birthdays on this Wednesday. And we're going to begin in Pittsburgh with Arabella Pitts celebrating birthday number 4 today. Arabella, happy birthday.
Wow, already 4 years old. Happy birthday, Arabella. And Kara Schaefer is now 6 years old. As I understand, this little girl is a tough cookie growing up with 2 brothers. Kara is in Altamont.
And we got Bentley Jennings celebrating birthday number 11 in Jasper. Happy birthday, Bentley.
In Webb City, Jaden Houston celebrating birthday number 12 this year.
And we've got Nolan Stipp in Frontenac also celebrating birthday number 12. Happy birthday, Nolan.
All right, nice ring there. And Caitlin Cook turns 15 years old this year. Happy birthday, Caitlin.
And we've got Braxton Otter celebrating birthday number 18 with a really good looking deer there. Very happy birthday, Braxton.
All right, and a happy birthday wishes coming from the whole family going out to Dallas McCoy, turning 72 years old this year. Dallas is in Erie, Kansas.
And over in St. Paul, we've got Betty Dooley celebrating birthday number 96. Betty, a very happy birthday to you.
Great picture there of Betty. And Helen Kelly celebrating a birthday in Columbus. Happy birthday, Helen.
We've also got Diane Seal celebrating a birthday in Pittsburgh. Happy birthday, Diane.
Jeff and Cindy Dean are celebrating their 26th anniversary this year. Congratulations to the Deans. Lovely throwback wedding picture there in Oswego, Kansas.
And we've got John and Dorothy Heiser celebrating their 48th anniversary. And John is a retired Chief Petty Officer from the U.S. Navy. John, thank you for your service and a very happy anniversary to you and Dorothy.
All right. Hayden Howell, our KOAM sports videographer. And he can sing some karaoke, I understand, as well. Hayden, happy birthday.
We've also got our very own Doug Hetty celebrating 20 years at the station, also celebrating a birthday today. Doug, a very happy birthday to you.
And not the best karaoke singer.
Well, that's all right. He's the best meteorologist, so he makes up for it.
That's right.
He makes up for it in other places.
We love you, Doug. Happy birthday. And Amber and James Reeves are celebrating their 9th anniversary in Columbus. Congratulations to the Reeves.
Well, as we've mentioned, we always like to see this list grow, and Tanya knows exactly how you can do that. Tell us, Tanya, how do we do it?
That's right. You can send your birthdays in to us. You can always mail them with the good old post office, or you can send them to us through email at birthdays@KOAMTV.com or birthdays at KOAMnewsnow.com. Include all the information, their name, birth date, and hometown would be great too as well. Please send them in a couple days before the birthday. Give us time to get them ready.
Yes, and please include a photo if you can. We love seeing the photos. Also, at our website, not only can you donate to Toy Box and help out our Feed the Four States campaign, you can also head over to the morning page and sign up for the KOAM Birthday Club. It is easy to do. You get some great deals from local businesses. In addition, you get a special birthday message from your friends here at KOAM. So go over to KOAMnewsnow.com, check out the mornings page, and sign up for the KOAM Birthday Club today. We got clouds across the area. We got a dense fog advisory for southwest Missouri through 9 a.m. A couple of counties in southeast Kansas as well, also through 9 a.m. And that's because we've got really low visibilities. If you're heading east on I-44 out of Joplin, watch out. Mount Vernon's been reporting zero visibility for quite some time now. So be prepared for maybe even stopped traffic if you're heading east this morning. And roughly along and east of Highway 69, as you can see, we've got reduced visibilities across the region. So remember, fog lights on, low beams, no high beams. Foggy at 7th and Range Line, but thankfully not too foggy right now. 44 in Joplin, cloudy skies otherwise. Temperatures across the region are not too bad, I suppose. 44 Chanute Parsons, 41 Pittsburgh, 42 in Lamar, 43 Carthage, and 45 down in Miami. Live look at the MoDOT camera, 36 in Range Line. We got a little bit of fog there as well. And we do have a yellow light for that morning drive because we'll deal with the fog and then maybe an isolated shower or two. Yellow light for the drive home with maybe some afternoon fog like we saw yesterday, and then shower chances begin to increase as we head into the evening. Kids getting on the bus here in about 8 minutes. It's going to be foggy. It's going to be 44 degrees with a calm breeze, a light northeast breeze later, maybe some more fog, maybe an isolated shower. 50 degrees by 3 o'clock. Milder today than what we saw yesterday, so we head for a high of 56. Maybe that fog and shower chances begin to increase as we head into the evening hours, and we'll start to actually warm up as we go through the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. We could even see some scattered thunderstorms out there, at least some heavier rain for sure. No severe weather expected, so that's a good thing, but a few rumbles of thunder heading into the overnight and early morning hours tomorrow. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. So 65 tomorrow. The rain stops for a bit, and then we get more rain in the late evening hours on Thursday. Cooler Friday, but dry, cloudy. More rain on Saturday. Warmer Sunday, mostly cloudy, but not a bad day to get things done. And then we get even warmer Monday and Tuesday, but we see additional shower and thunderstorm chances build in. And then after that system, yeah, we get cold, back down in the 40s, even the 30s to wrap out next week. Got a lot more of the KOAM Morning News right after this. Dense fog advisory through 9 a.m. for southwest Missouri. High of 56 today, maybe foggy later today as well. Rain chances begin to increase as we head into the overnight hours. Could even see a thunderstorm or two tonight. No severe weather expected. Temperatures warm towards sunrise. Thunderstorms hold on for the first part of Thursday. We get a break, 65. More rain tomorrow evening. A break on Friday. More rain Saturday. Another break and decent day on Sunday. And more rain and thunderstorms by Monday and Tuesday.
Coming up today at noon, we're making Kung Pao beef in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
All right, your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. And this morning, we've got Charlene Patton from the Kansas Soybean Commission stopping by, show us how to make some spicy party nuts.
Plus, we've got more special guests as Betty Lesson from SEK Animal Advocates stops by to tell us about how your pet can get their picture taken with Santa Paws. That's going to wrap it up for us for now. We'll be back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 5 a.m.
And we're going to do it again today at noon.